Hi, it's Stacy and Mendy. We're back with the ranges. We are going to be tackling blocks 23 and 24 today, right?
Correct.
So
Almost there.
One block left after today, everyone. And we're going to be showing next week. Is that right? Next week, we're going to be diving into the final block and some of the assembly.
Yeah.
So wrapping up the Tecoma series. I have some great news. I went into our Facebook videos the other day, and I have now put together some playlists. So you have a Tecoma or Ranges Quilt playlist that you can easily access all of these videos on the Facebook, and we'll let you know via email if there's going to be a time soon where they're going to be accessible only via the university. But for the time being, access them on Facebook. And that's the case for the Mystery Sampler Quilt series that we finished up a few months ago, I guess at the end of last year. So both of those, we have playlists now on Facebook. If you go to our video section on Facebook, you can access those. All right, so we're going to dive in and show you exactly what designs we're going to be creating here. Someone said how. My guess is they're wondering how you access those videos on Facebook. It's actually pretty simple. You just go to our So Steady Facebook page and click videos. You might have to click more than videos, and then you'll scroll through and see those playlists available to you. So what are we looking at here, Mendy?
We're looking at block number 23. It's called Flax Lily. And basically, we're just going to replicate what we did with block 3. The only difference is we're going to be cutting it out differently. So here is block 3, and what we're doing is going in both directions, which creates the circles in this design. So we'll go ahead and get started here.
All right.
So I'm using my 24 point crosshair square. And we're just going to go through and make our marks. I did get my first version of the Tecoma quilt all done, and Stacy's headed to a show this weekend called VBTA, which is in Vegas, and it will be doing its debut there, correct?
That's right. Where shows are actually starting back up, which is kind of exciting. I'd be curious from all of you if any of you have been to any shows, quilt shows, or in-store classes. I know that a lot of America has started opening back up. It's interesting to just kind of hear what's going on in different places. I know this is the first show that I'm going to in over a year.
Well, it's the first show that we've actually had in our industry that we would normally attend.
Mm-hmm.
All the others have been virtual.
Yep.
All right, so we've got our crosshair markings here. Let me get a pin so I can put it into the middle here. And
and then actually I'll post a link because we just finished making many of our So Steady Christmas in the Summer series is now available on our website. So you can start checking out what's going to be offered and see if there's any classes that you're excited about. Some of the education, our educators are still finishing up, so there's images are yet to be seen on those, but you can still get a gist of what they're going to be doing, and we'll load those images as soon as they're available.
All right, I'm headed over to the sewing machine.
Okay, let's take y'all over to the sewing machine.
I'm not sure if this is a good view or not, Stace, so
we're going to find out.
We are.
I think we should tilt it up a little bit.
All right.
Okay.
So, as always, we're going to go ahead and start with T1, and we're going to make our circle. Oh, I did bobbins ahead of time, but I forgot to thread the machine. So, one moment, please. While we get the machine threaded here. Put down. Get that off my hand there. Love it when the self threader works. There we go. All right. So now let's go ahead and bring my foot up. I'm going to pull out a little bit more so I can pull up my bobbin thread. Down. Oh, okay. Started a new bobbin too. I thought it was so pulled together today.
Yeah, well.
It's an illusion. It's, you know, actually it's a goal, but life just seems to get in your way, you know?
Sometimes things are really busy.
Well, my granddaughter calls and last minute, and I'm going to drop everything for my granddaughter.
Mm-hmm. She really appreciates that.
All right, so now we're, as I said, we're going to go ahead and start making our circle in the middle like we always do, or most of the time we do. Sometimes we don't. All right, so it really doesn't matter what way we start here because we're going to be going both directions. So I'm going to go ahead and just start right here on this one. And I'm going to get my, let's see, that is, yeah, that's offset there. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get my turn the speed down just a little bit. I was doing some straight stitching on this earlier and I was really zipping around. Okay, so we're just going to come down here along the edge, and then we're going to take this T2 and get it on the line that I need it to be on. And now we can go ahead and there we go, right there. Okay. All right, now I'm going to put T1 back on. Gotta get rid of my scissors. We don't need them right now. And I'm going to get that on that line there. So I'm going to come down to finish the clamshell. Sorry, guys. I know I start talking and then I finish the thought in my head. Not a good thing. All right, so now I'm going to move the instructions. I'm moving them all around here. There we go. So now we're going to get T2 over here. Let's get that right there. And we're going to get it on the line. And we're just going to travel down here. Okay. I do think I can go a little faster than this. Let me get that going back here. Okay. And there I am. Feels like it's tight. Let me do something here. Let's go back to here, to here, to here, to here. Okay, I have cut, I'm going to be cutting this off, so I'm just going to try doing this. Okay, me get it this way. I feel like it's slipping on me. Oh, yeah, no, I've got it on the right way. Okay. Got some thread around here. There we go. Okay. Okay, we're going to put T1 back on there now. And get that on that reference line right there. I'm going to go back into there to make my clamshell. Okay. And as always, we're just going to go back and forth. There's that one. Just making sure you are always on your reference lines. Okay. And there we go. So we're going to come down here, pick that up. Put that there, get that on that reference line. I'm going to turn it this way. I think you can see better that way. Got something back here. Oh, it's higher in the back, Stace. Can you lower this leg?
Yeah.
I'm running into that. That's weird. There we go.
Is that bringing it down?
Yeah. No, it's still high.
Okay.
See?
Sitting up on it.
Huh?
Sitting up on it?
So it's not seated? Is that what it is? There. We took it on and off and it wasn't okay. I was like, why isn't this going? So that's a lesson when you don't have your table on correctly. Yeah, that will make it work better. That's for sure. Okay. Yeah, I was doing some moving around in my sewing room, and that resulted in a table that wasn't quite on right. I was doing some piecing, so the piecing is small pieces, so you don't even notice it, you know. All right, here we go. So now we're going to come down here, catch this one. Hate it when it makes that sound. Okay, get that off. Put the T1 on. And get it. There we go. Okay, now let's go ahead and put the T2 on. Get that lined up there. Crawl down. Okay, get that there. Okay. Put the T2. And how do we know when the T1 goes on and when the T2? We always start with T1 in the center, and when we're on the outside, it's T2 going back. Okay. T1 now. Where am I? There I am. All right, come down here. All right. Now we're going to walk down again. Get that on that reference line. Okay. I'm going to come down here. right. Let's see here. We're getting close, guys. Getting close. My template fell off the edge there. There we go. So let's get that out of the way there. Okay, last one in this direction, and then we're going to do this all over again, but going the other direction. All right, so the way I know that I'm right in the right place, besides being on my reference line, is that I'm going to be touching both stitch lines. Okay, so here we go. All right, and instead of putting the template back on, I'm just going to follow the stitching to the center of the circle. All right, so we were going this way before. Now we're going to go the other direction.
Okay, so we had a question come in. Someone said, out of curiosity, do you like the 12-inch or the 18-inch more?
You know, I like, I guess the answer is I like both, because with the 18-inch, sometimes, especially unless you have a really large bed on your machine, the template can be too long and hard to deal with. You have to keep it at the right angle when you're sewing.
Yeah.
But with the 12-inch, sometimes I don't feel like I can get all the way to the corners of everything. So I actually use a combination of both a lot of times. All right, so folks, now we're going to head back in the other direction. I guess I should get closer to where my needle is. How about that? We're going to get, where's my stitch line? Right there, my reference line right there. Or could I come up here? I would have to be, yeah, I could do it. I could start right there. Okay, so now what we're going to be doing is making circles, okay? So let's go ahead and now when we're making circles, we're not going all the way down into the bottom of that crevasse. We're just going to hit the stitch line and then come up because we just don't want double stitching, okay? Here's a good example of when the 18-inch would be too long, even on this long bed. Okay, so now we're going to put this one in, and we're going to need to be right here for that. So we're at the corner, so I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to go around, and then I'm going to come right here and catch it. All right, and I am on my, yeah, I'm on my reference line. Okay, let's put that one in, and then we're gonna go down here to the stitch line. Then we're going to come up here. Let me get these threads out of the way. I don't want to embed those into what we're doing. Let's bring them over this way. There we go. Get them out of our way. Okay, so now we're back in the center. So I'm using my T1, and I need to be up here a little further. Let's see, I think I need to be right there. Yep. All right, so now let's go ahead and make our next set of circles. All right. And part of it might be because I'm sewing for the camera. You know, if you were sewing sideways and doing it this way, then the size wouldn't be a problem. But when I'm going side to side instead of up and down, it does become an issue. Okay, let's walk our way down here. And we're going to get further. Okay, right there. Oops. Let's do it this way, I think. All right. And there's where I'm going to do one little deeper because I didn't get all the way there. Okay. Okay. This one on. And then we're going to just follow that down to the circle. All right. And we're going to come up here. Right there, I think. Yep. That'll work. Okay. So let's put our T2 on here. Okay. Having a hard time seeing my reference line. That's the problem with the white chalk. It does come off. But the good thing about the white chalk is it does come off. Okay. So we're just going to walk this down to the circle. Just follow the template. And then we're going to go ahead and come back up here. And our next circle is going to be clear up here. Okay. So now we're ready to go. Okay, we're at a corner now, so we're going to have to travel a little bit. get our, oops, I just moved the camera, Stace.
Uh-oh. You just keep traveling all over the place. It's hard to keep up with.
I know. It's an active process here.
A little bit, but it's not a bad visual.
Okay, let's get this back on. That's the problem right there, is I go off the end of the table sometimes, and then your pin is not effective. Okay, so here we go. All right, let's go ahead and come down here. I'm going to put it up here and just walk it down to the center. Okay. Now our next one's going to be right up there. Okay. Get it in place. Okay. So we're going to put this right there. Okay. When we first started, I thought I would never get good at switching back and forth, but now it just doesn't seem like a big deal. Just goes to show practice makes perfect. right, here we go. Where's my, there it is, right there.
Somebody said you make it look so simple. She keeps losing the line that she needs to start on and having to rip out.
Oh, well, yeah, it's the reference lines are really important because it's easy to get on the wrong one. All right. So now we're going to come back up here, travel along, and then get that. That's my reference line right there. Okay. Stacy, do you need to say goodbye?
Yes. Goodbye, everyone. I'm headed off to the show now. So I'll see you in Las Vegas if you're there.
And go to the show.
And go to meeting today. Otherwise, I'll see y'all next week. And we're going to let Jerry, the amazing husband to Mendy, take over. And we're thinking he's going to do this. Yeah.
I hope there's not too much of a drop off here.
All right. Bye, honey.
Bye.
Safe travels.
Thank you.
All right. Now we're going to put T2 on. About 3/4 of the way there, guys. All right, so let's go ahead and travel down here and a little bit further. There we go. Okay, put this one in, push it up against the foot, travel back down to the center. Now we're going to travel over to this reference line, which you guys probably can't even see. There we go. All right. Once again, you don't want to travel all the way down into the valley. You just want to touch your stitch line because we're just making circles here. All right, we're in the corner, so we're going to have to travel a ways. Put our T2 on here. And let's go ahead and go. All right, let's get it lined up, see where we are. Yep, we still have to go the ways. Okay, get that on, travel down to the center, turn it around, and travel up to here. get our reference line on the template and the material to match. Okay. T2 now. Starting to get into our threads. That's good. That means we're almost around. Okay, so now we're going to travel. And we're going to get this one in place right there. Okay, we're going to travel right up to here. Reference lines are on. And we're going to travel. And there it is. Right there. Okay, let's take a minute because I think we're done. We have circles, circles, circles everywhere. Look at that.
Looks great.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and bring up the foot, and we'll cut the thread. And then on this one, let me take a minute to show you. We're going to need to change that other camera, Jer. Now, does she give us? Yeah, this is what I wanted to show you. So on this one, sometimes it's easy to look at the picture and see the pattern and see how you would be cutting the stuff out. Do I need to go up, down, around, where?
I think you're good there.
Okay. So this is an obvious one. Whenever you take a look at the pattern, you can kind of see the line that you would cut. But with this pattern that we have here, and with the material that she used, it's not quite as obvious. So this is when you have to refer to this. And I literally put it in front of me, and I take this section right here, and I mark off of this. So just patience with yourself. You notice that I noticed she didn't have two of them marked on these two sides. She did on the other sides, but not on these sides. So if you have the book and you have the pattern, go ahead and take a moment to note that and mark those so that you don't have to figure that out on your own. But other than that, pretty straightforward. All right, and I'll show you that cut out next week. Oh, I should show you what we did last week too. Let me take a minute to do that. We kind of jumped right into it this morning or this afternoon. So last week we did 22 and 18, I believe. because we've kind of missed 18. So let me get that out here for you to see. So this was 18, and that's how that finished up. And it's once again from the fabric that she used. It's hard to see that pattern, but that I thought that was kind of pretty. And then 22, which was Mountain Ash. Here is that finished block all cut out. Okay, so we'll go ahead and move on now to block, I think it is 24, guys. We only have one more block after this. So give me a minute to put this away in the right spot. Let's see, there we go. Okay. So now let's bring this over here and let's take a minute and read. We're going to make 24 reference lines. And okay, this is interesting. Templates used, Westalee designed Tecoma 1 or Tecoma 2. So we're not using both of them, we're just using one of them. All right, and I'm going to use Tecoma 1 just because. So let's go ahead and make our reference lines. Once again, this is that 24-point crosshair square, the ultimate, I guess it's called. And I will tell you, after trying to do it with an 8-point and a 6-point, this is a heck of a lot easier because you never have to take it up off the fabric. Okay, then I'm going to find my center because my Choco marker won't go in that little hole there. Okay, now here's my pen. Let me put that on the square wrap. We're done with that for today. Put that. I happen to have a felt ironing pad here, so that kind of makes it easier for me to find my center from behind. Right there. Yes, almost perfect. Okay, so let's go to block 24 in the book and see if there's any other magic I need to remember about this block. So here's better detail. So what she wants us to do, we're going to make our circle, as always, and we're going to be taking it and doing the flip method. So that's how you get those two. So if you notice here, she uses that one on the corner as her reference, but on this one she uses the next one. Okay, so let's go ahead and play. Let's come over here and get our T1 and put our T2 up because we're just not going to even use that baby. Uh-oh, I think I moved the camera. Okay. All right, and I am going to go ahead and start on the corner, as I think she did here. But first, we're going to be doing our circle. So let's go ahead and put our foot down, needle down, needle up, foot up, and bring up our bobbin thread to be buried later. I'll tell a story on me because when I first started, I didn't quilt. And I was really more about how fast could I get it done, which really isn't the attitude you should have when you're quilting. And so I used the machine cutter. That really didn't help the look of my project. So I learned to love burying threads. Love might be too big a word, but I learned the value. Okay, I'm going to come right to that corner one right there. Now we're going to just take this and get it pointed in the right direction. All right, so once again, before we start, let's just double check ourselves. So we're on the center with our reference line on the center line right there. Okay. Align with reference lines on template. Okay. So I think we're good. Let's go ahead and take a look. All right, now when we align this, and excuse me, but I haven't done this in a while. Yes?
You're good.
Oh, you raised your hand.
I'd bring the camera over.
Oh. Okay, so now I think what I have to do is let me double check this. So what I want is there to be a circle and a diamond in between each one. So I think I've got it kind of nailed here. Let's double check though, because I'm on that reference line right there. No, not quite. Let's go ahead and go up a little bit. There I am. Okay. Now I think I've got it. Okay, so there we go. That's the first one. Now, how many do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 of them. All right, so we're going to go every other one, right? So now I'm going to take this and I'm going to go back like this, and I'm going to get my thread, my bobbin thread here out of my way. Get that back on there. So now I'm going to go over, travel over here. Okay. So now I'm going to put that there. And we're going to go like this. Okay, let's turn it around. Now we're going to put it this way, and we're going to travel back up so that I can get this on there, on that reference line right there. One more stitch. There we go. All right. Okay, now we're going to put this here. We're going to skip that one, right? Tell me I'm right. No, I'm not. Because our stitch line hit that one. It hits this one. So we are going to line up on this one. Okay, for this next series. Okay, bring this around, back at it. We're going to crawl back up. And we're going to be, cutting these down. So anything that you do off the edge isn't going to show. And I'm on my reference line. So here we go. Okay, so now we're going to come here and start all over again. Bring it around. Turn it around, and I've got a stitch back up here. Need some water. Okay, so there I'm at. Okay. There we go. So now we're going to put that right there. Why do I have thread coming with me? Oh, I'm not stitching. Hold on 1 second here. Okay. Not sure what happened there. Let's just cut some threads. And that's my bobbin thread. Oh no. Somehow my
your upper threads.
Yeah.
Undone.
Thank you. I could see
it's
that.
wrapped around the needle. There you go. There.
Let me just get it out here. There we go. So, yeah, I'm not sure why that did that, but we'll get it fixed. Okay. Do I have bobbin thread? Let's make sure I have bobbin thread. Yep, I do. Okay. Now we're going to put that there. Put our foot down. All right. Let's go ahead and try that again. And I'll just do this and I'll fix that later. Okay. Come here. And I'm going to come right back to where I was, which is right there. And I'm going to put my needle down, needle up, bring up my bobbin thread. Oh, I bet it was cut off. Where is it? There it is. All right, one more time. Hate it when we're on a roll and then something like that happens. Okay. Foot down, needle up, foot up. There we go. Okay. But it does show you how easy it is to find your place again. That's the nice thing about the rulers, is that you can just pick right back up from where you left off. Okay, let's bring this around and get now more threads out of our way. Okay, gonna walk this up. Gonna get that one more right there. Okay, here we go. Okay, now we're rocking and rolling. So we're going to come right here. Any questions?
Matilda has just called in her message saying that she was a bit late, and to show us again in the book where it needs to be marked.
Oh, yes. When I'm done here, I'll show you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Right. There we are. Okay, we're going to walk up here until we can get us on the right reference line. There we go. All right. So my needle is really in this right position when I stop from the last one to just start the next one. Walk it up. Okay, we're just going to work that up. Get me in the right place. There I am. Someone asked earlier if I like the 12-inch or the 18-inch, and here's where I like the 18-inch. Even though I'm on a smaller block, I could get all the way out. Now, it really doesn't matter because I'm going to be cutting it down, but so it's really just for me. But I do think that if you can have the 18-inch, then it makes sure that your corners especially are finished. And I've only run into a couple where I actually had a few extra stitch lines that I took out because of the wandering nature of the corner. But it all looked fine. I'm going to take this up just a couple of stitches. There we go. Okay, here we are. Okay, that's exactly where I want to be. Take a couple of stitches up. There we are. Last one, ladies. Gonna walk it up. Okay, we've done it. So let's go ahead and bring up my foot, bring up my threads, cut those, and let's take a look at the cutting pattern on this one too. And I'll also show you where that other one needs to be. Let's start with the other one first. That was block number 23. And I've got that right here. So this is the cutting pattern, and it's so what is it? If you take a look, this is the top of the block. If you come down the big circle on those two big circles, the bottom, and then the next circle off to the side, that side. Those are the only two that I found that weren't marked on the pattern that should have been. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go back to 24, which is the one we just did. And for, let me get that pin out so I don't stick myself. So let's take a look at markings here. Oh, I'm not done with this, am I? 24. So 24. What did I do here? Nope, that's 25. Never mind. I'm good. Oh, I'm confused. I've confused myself. Okay. So I've got my 12 markings here. Now I've got this the one 24. Sorry guys. Let's take a look. Oh, okay. Yeah, now what I need to do, I'm not done. I still have to make the echoes around. So if you take a look here, we have echoes that happen that make it actually is a very cool look on the actual pattern. So I got all excited, thought I was done, but we're not. So let's go ahead and make the echoes now. And I need my pin back. So let's go ahead and put that back in there. Okay. And that's what happens when you just take a portion of the pattern and you don't take a look at all of it. But no problem. Okay, so now what we're going to be doing is exactly the same thing. The only thing is we're going to be making kind of a shadow, if you will, on it. So round one is what we've completed, which is right here. Okay, so we've done all that. Now round two, she shows how you're making bigger circles. So you're going to be taking, and it says align the reference line on the template. So we're going to be using, I think, a different reference line, if I remember right, to make the shadow on the actual thing. But her diagrams don't show it together. So if you see this, let's see if I can hold the book out so you can get a view of both pages. So see here how, oh, he's pointing at me. So see here how this is more oblong, and then this is more round. So we're going to go on both sides and make these shadows that will have the oblong one be in the middle. Okay, so that's what we're going to do here. So let's go ahead and get started. And trying to see if I made any notes to myself on this one. Because if I remember right, we had to, the reference line was, yeah, I think, notice alignment with reference line on template. So she's making a pointed arrow. So now we normally use this bottom reference line. Okay, this bottom reference line right here as our point of reference. In order for us to make this shadow, we're going to be using this second reference line on the template, and I'll show you that right now. Okay.
I've got to get the camera lined up again. It's been moving. That's better.
Okay. So let's go ahead and get ourselves back on here. And what we're going to do is use this one right there. Okay. So am I golden now?
Yep, you look good.
Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and do my foot. Normally we wouldn't be cutting thread, but Mendy didn't read all the instructions, okay? So here we go. There we go. All right, so now what I'm doing is I'm putting this middle reference line on this reference line right here. So I'm echoing, there I am. I'm echoing this one out here. Okay, so here we go. No, that's not right. That's not what I wanted to do because I don't want to make the circles. So let's stop right there before I do anything else. And we're going to go back. And let me get this. We're going to take this. How do I want to do that? Because I don't want it to make circles. That's not the end result here. No, it isn't. Okay. So let's just puzzle through this. I've already done this once, guys. I know that's not encouraging to you, but I have. So let's see here. This is where I just was. I'm not going to start there. Let's start over here. I'm going to put this. I'm going to put this right there. Now, is that where I had it before? I had it right there. It was. So why isn't it working this time? I think that's where I want it. All right, let's try this. All right. Let's move that. Now, that's more like it. Okay. So let's try this going the other direction now. And what we're going to have to do is climb up here. And I'm going to go over here. I'm going to get it right there. So I'm actually going to use that top reference line because I really don't want it to be the circle. I want it to be like shadowing it. Okay. This is when I wish I had my other quilt here because I did do this on the other one. Let's go over here and try this again. All right, so we're going to come right here. I'm going to use that top reference line. Okay. Now we're going to go walk this up. Take this back around here. Not far enough. Right there. Okay. Okay. So let's keep going here. So I'm just going to walk over here, and let's do this side first, I guess, because I come to that first. I'm going to put that top reference line. Have to go over a little bit more. Okay, right there. What I'm doing is I'm not going all the way down into the thing. I'm waiting till I hit my stitch line, and then I'm catching the next clamshell. Okay, don't know if you can see that or not. So let's go ahead and turn this over now. I'm going to have a lot of threads to bury on this one. Okay. Now we're going to catch that very top one. So although it looks to me like she's pointing in the directions to the middle one, I think it's the top one, because this is going to give you the most narrow shading of this pattern available if you're using the reference lines. Now you could do this without using the reference lines and just free, you know, with your eyeball, get it where you wanted it. For instance, I could do it like this, and then I'd be 1/4 of an inch off the edge of the template the whole way, but that's not what she's got us doing here. So I won't do my own thing. Let me get that thread out of there. There we go. All right. Now let's come over here.
You flip it over?
Yes, you're flipping it every time. All right, so there we go. Walk it down. Get your reference line on there. Right there. Okay, there I am. Okay, we're going to have to walk a ways on this one. Here we go, right there. I don't know if any of you can hear my dog snoring in here. It makes me feel like I'm not very entertaining. Yeah, there I am.
We have some other dog lovers out there.
Do we?
It seems we don't have the older dogs in the store.
Yeah, well, I like it when they snort because it means they're very relaxed, but it's just, I kind of take it personal when they snort every time I'm on Facebook Live. Okay, here we go. Okay, one more. There we go. Okay. Now, where's my reference line? Right there. Here we go. You know, I'm going to take a minute and fix the one that, yeah, it's that one right there. This got, when I broke thread originally going around, this was the area that had that stitching problem. So I'm just going to go back now. And we're going to go here. There we go. Okay, let's go now here. And we're going to walk a ways. Get it to right there. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and come here. Get that on that top one. down. Right where I should be. Okay, and this will be our last one. And let's get it right there. I got it too. There we go. All right. And now walk it down. And a little more. Okay. And I'm going to actually just stop it right there because that's where I originally started. And I think in the big picture, that'll just work fine. So we're going to go ahead and do that, break that, and then cut our threads. And now we are done. But let me bring it over to the other camera and we'll talk about the cutting a little bit here. Do you have the book, honey? Can I have the book?
Yes.
All right. So on this one, it's just pretty clear cut in terms of where you're going to do it. And we'll go ahead and mark that next time. And, oh, that's the 25. There we go. Thank you. There we go. So we're just going to be doing these inside little circles, oblong circles on each one of these. So that's pretty easy. I always recommend, though, that you go ahead and mark, even though it looks obvious, because I tend to do this work when I'm watching TV or doing something else that might have my attention. And I have been known to cut the wrong thing. So just learn from me. Don't do what I do. Do what I should do. Okay. With that, then, we'll go ahead and end our session here. Thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next week.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.